Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bill Rants About. Today I'm going to talk more Overwatch. I'm kind of on an Overwatch kick right now. If you're new to the channel, I like to just talk about video games and movies and other things and whatever. I'll talk about anything. And right now, I'm going to talk about Overwatch. I want to talk about the tanks in Overwatch. If you're a big Overwatch fan and you're a tank main, I am not necessarily a tank main. I'm actually a healer main, but I do like to play tank at the lower SRs, like the mid, maybe plat and gold and stuff like that. There are certain. I definitely have some favorites when it comes to tanks, and I'm gonna go from my least favorite to my favorite. Um, if you would please, if you like to talk Overwatch and you would like to have more Overwatch content from me, or just want to be a part of like a community, I especially with Overwatch 2 coming out here soon, I would love to have you. Please feel free, hit subscribe, give me a like, and please leave comments because I like comments. I like to talk to people. I like to talk. I especially like to talk about Overwatch. It's I've been playing it for 4 years now. Logged probably 2,000 hours at least. Um, Most of it healing, but I can play tank. If I went by what I'm good at, I'm good at healing. I'm decent at tank, and I'm average at DPS. Um, and So let's get right into it. Let's go with my least favorite tank to play. And in general, this is one of my least favorite type of comps. I do not like bunker comp. So Orisa, definitely one of my least favorite to play. Now, am I bad with Orisa? No. So again, this list is my least favorite to play, not the most effective, because the list would be different if I went with the most effective tanks, in my opinion. Um, but just because you're effective doesn't mean you're fun to play, as you'll hear from me about the other tanks. Um, but Orisa, she's just too stationary. They've nerfed her shield into the ground. She's not a lot of fun to play. When I'm playing healer, which I play a lot, especially in comp, and we'll have an Orisa on attack on a payload. It's like my pet peeve. I cannot stand that. It is the most annoying thing in the world. Is just seeing Orisa on attack. It's just a slow crawl, and I mean I understand the bunker comp. I understand Orisa, Bastion, you know, Baptiste. It's just not my thing, and I can't stand playing that comp. But I feel like her HP, her XP inside, it's just an annoying tank to play. I don't know. I just can't stand her. Her gun, her alt's pretty good. I mean, her alt is a good alt, and if you want to take points and stuff like that. And if you're a good Orisa, you're really hard to kill. And if you use Fortify in the right things, I mean, I'm not saying she's not effective, so don't take offense. If you're an Orisa main, don't take offense. My least favorite tank to play, though. If I go next with least favorite to play, I would probably go with Sigma. Um, Now, Sigma, a lot more fun to play than Orisa. But again, I'm not a big fan of just the kit. I mean, it's not necessarily anything like the shield is. It just goes too fast, and I just don't get into the throwing of the balls. I mean, it just doesn't do it for me. I don't know. His alt is really good at the end of the games. Like if you can make a whole team C9 a point, that's a good alt. And but as far as fun, no. Now I can play Sigma too. I mean, it's not like I'm terrible at Sigma, and I just don't like when I'm playing comp. And my first notion is not to play Sigma, not to play Orisa. I just don't like those two. I just like to be more active as a tank, and I feel like they're just too passive, and it just is too slow for me. I like to kind of move, as a especially as a Lucio main. It's not really like one of my high things. So, okay, so my next pick. Now, this is when I say it's not about the best tanks. It's about my personal favorite tanks. My next tank on the list is Zarya. Now, Zarya, if you're good Zarya, I mean, she's probably the most dominant tank in the game. If you're good with your bubbles, obviously her ult is just ridiculous, and especially in um, this like form of the game right now, she's really good. The Zarya Ryan has kind of made that comeback now, and so I feel like I'm pretty good with her. But as far as like an exciting tank to play, she's kind of boring. So that's kind of the main reason. It's just I don't know. She's just boring to me, and but she's very effective. If I'm playing a comp game and I'm forced to play tank, I'm probably going to play Zarya because she's effective and I want to win. But as far as like having fun when I'm playing a tank, Zarya is not the tank that I feel like I'm having the most fun with. But she is very effective. So I will tell you this: she may be the most effective tank in the game outside of Rhine. Rhine and a Rhine Zarya combination right now is pretty deadly. And if you know how to use it and you have good healing, and it's really hard to beat. Um, I get my next tank would be Winston. Winston's a lot of fun to play. Sometimes, depending if they have a Reaper or you know, Reaper Zen or something like that, it can be annoying. But if you're a good monkey, you can just dominate a game by diving their backlines. If you're good with using the shield and you know protecting yourself and just getting in and getting out, and if you have good healing, I mean, I think of all the tanks, Winston is the most dependent of the healing. Like if you are going in with Winston and you don't have any good healing, if your healing sucks on your team, I mean it's almost just pointless to play Winston because Winston needs healing. But if he gets healing, he is dominant, especially at higher ranks. I get more frustrated with Winstons than almost any other as a healer. Winstons are probably my least favorite tank to go up against. Because Winston's, like, even as Lucio, you're pretty elusive with most of the tanks if they start to come after you. But a Winston is just super annoying because it's hard to get away because he'll just jump on you again. And, very effective. I like him. He's fun to play. But I need healing because I'm not the greatest Winston in the world. But if I get healing, now, as far as the ult, I wish they could change it a little. I'm not a fan of the alt necessarily because he's one of the few people, like I like to play Anna, and he's one of the few people that, like, if the tank alts, you don't want to nano him because he's I mean, you can boot people around while you're nanoed, but I mean, it's not. Winston's way better nanoed when he's not alting, and obviously, if you want to knock people off the point, you want to knock people off cliffs and stuff, the alt's great, but I wish it was different. I wish maybe like he could boot people, maybe grab people and punch them or something. It'd be so much better than just booping people around. Sometimes it just gets annoying. It's not that fun to alt. Um, but as far as like impact on a game and fun to play, like I like to dive in, kill healers, dive out. That's fun to me. Um, my next hero is Diva. Now I like to play Diva because I like to, like, if I play. That's my phone. Excuse me. If I play Diva, I like to go after people like Echo, Pharah. I think the most fun about Diva is, even though they've nerfed the shield a little, the shield matrix and stuff like that, I like to be able to attack those like McCree's, people on high ground. Diva's another character that is very reliant on healing. And I guess my phone is just going to go off in the middle of this video, so let me turn it off. I don't edit these videos, so we're going to turn this off. Okay. So, anyway, back to Diva. Yes, Diva is very dependent on healing. If you're a healer, you need to, if you're depending on your Diva to take out the people in the high ground, you have to be there to heal them. That means if you're Mercy, you have to actually fly up and take a chance. I mean, Mercies have to take chances. They can't just sit behind an Orisa and just, heal from the side. They actually have to go out there with the diva. Um, but divas are so good against, even healers. Like if you see a Zen back there and he's just not being attacked by your DPS, you just go in and get him. I mean, they're very good. I'm probably, if I had to pick a healer that I'm the best with, it's Diva. Um, I'm just really good at like pinpointing people that are like high ground, and then going in, attacking, getting rid of those guys, coming back, getting healed, go out, do that, and just rinse and repeat. Now you can see a lot of bad divas out there that will sit in the back next to the cart, and they'll sit on cart and they'll just shoot their gun and do pointless damage. That, I mean, there's no damage. It's just, I don't understand those divas. You have to be proactive as diva. You have to attack as diva. Your XP goes fast. Like, I mean, your health, it'll go away quick. So that's why you have to depend on your healers. But if you're, using diva the right way, that's great. You just go and attack and attack and attack. And it's my favorite person to go after Pharah because my aim is terrible. Obviously, if I'm Ashe or McCree, I mean, I can do okay against Pharah. But I would prefer to have Diva go after Pharah because she's just a big target. She's hard to kill for Pharah. She can't, Pharah can't do a lot to Diva. So that's why I like Diva. My next hero is Rhine. I just love to swing the hammer. And I like to be, I'm not one of the shield. I'm not a shield heart, as like a lot of people like to call them. I do not like to have my shield up all that much. I'll protect my people that are behind me, but I'm going to be swinging, and that's why I think I get frustrated sometimes playing tank because I know as a healer I always take care of my tanks, and a lot of times when I'm playing Reinhardt, it can be frustrating if your healers aren't paying attention to what you're doing. If you're going in and you're swinging and then you're not getting healing and you're just taking all that damage, it can be pretty deflating playing that character. But as far as, hammer down and charge kills and stuff like that, charge kills are great. I think people use charge way too much, and they cover way too much distance when they're charging. I can't stand Reinhardts that charge so far away from the team that they can't get healed, and there's no point to it. I mean, okay, you might kill one person, but then your whole team's without a shield, and they have to wait for you to come back. So, if you're going to charge, in my opinion, make sure it's a short distance, and, don't charge the clear length of the field. It just doesn't make any sense to do that. You're going to take so much damage from behind when you do that. Make them quick, like everybody likes to, troll people, and like I like to solo hammer down people. If there's like a baby diva, I will solo hammer down them just to be an asshole. I mean, that's just the fun part of being Rhine, is just beating people with your hammer, hammering down just solo people, and and if you're getting properly healed by an Ana, I mean, there's no better. Like if your Ana is good and you're playing Rhine, I mean, you can just do whatever you want. You have a Zarya, a Rhine, and an Ana, and if all three of those characters on your team are good, you're gonna run over the team. I mean, it's just that simple. Reinhardt is just a lot of fun to play, but I do suggest that if you do play Reinhardt, don't just hold your shield up the whole time, because I know I've heard people brag about their damage blocked. If you have a damage block card, usually your team lost because you're holding that shield up way too much. They're taking, damage blocked means dick, in my opinion. It just means that you're holding your shield up, you're not being proactive as a Reinhardt, and you're just sitting there and letting damages come in, and you're doing nothing. I mean, you need to go out there and be active and beat people with that damn hammer. And then my favorite tank to play is Roadhog. Is he the most effective tank nowadays? They had given him a buff and then they took it away. It's like, why do that? He needs help, because even though he has his own healing, he takes a lot of damage. And the best way to use Roadhog, in my opinion, is to kind of be the flanker hog. You go out there and you kind of take the side route, and you just pick off people left and right, because one on one he is really hard to beat one on one. So, but if you put him out there with all that DPS that's around right now, with the Ashes and the McCrees and the Soldier now has this buff that's gonna be terrible for Roadhog. I mean, he's just gonna take Hanzo. I mean, all these people can just produce so much damage for Hog, and it's tough. But for me, the hooking them off the map. I mean, I love the ult. I love blowing people off the map. I mean, that's like one of my favorite things to do, is to Roadhog ult people off the map. I mean, he is just a lot of fun. He has a lot of sustainability. You do need healing with him. I mean, I know that healers, out there will just kind of leave their hog to, and if they're flanking, you're kind of on your own. But, depending on how you play Roadhog, some Roadhogs like to just get right in it and, stay on the cart. Me, I prefer to kind of stay alive more. So I like to kind of flank around and try to get people if I can. There are games where if we don't have a tank, I'm obviously going to have to be on the cart, and at least to take the damage away from the other squishies. I mean, a lot of times I think the invaluable thing about tanks is that they take the damage. They can. And if you have good healing, it kind of takes the damage away from the people that need to be shooting and stuff like that. So definitely Roadhog is my favorite. Now, do I think he's the most effective? He's probably on the lower end, to be honest. It just depends. Like if you're playing in bronze, or if you're playing in silver, or you're playing in gold, he's going to be fine. You're going to be fine playing Roadhog. It depends on your skill level, but people can't aim at those levels, and you can run amok, because now that the game's been out for 4 years, I think that lots of people have different accounts at different skill levels. A lot of people like to throw down, I have an account that's down. You like to have fun, because it gets really toxic at the higher levels. If I have to be honest, I'm probably low diamond is probably my ceiling. I could probably play with people at 3,500, but I'm not going to change a game. I can, up until like the low diamond, I'm like good. Once I get into the mid, 3,500, it's tough for me, even as a healer, because the people who flank and stuff are just really hard to avoid at that stage, and everything's really organized and everything's really toxic. So I like to play around gold and plat. That's kind of where I like to play at. I like to have fun. I don't like to be stressed out. If I have a full squad of 6 people, then yeah, I would love to play, after into the diamonds and stuff like that, because I like to be organized. But when you're just solo queuing, or if you're duo queuing, it is just impossible. So anyway, those are my list of my tanks. Now, if I'm playing those tanks, obviously there's certain healers that I like to, like if I'm in Orisa, I like to have a Baptiste, even though I'm not a big fan of Baptiste. Sigma kind of the same way. Zarya can range, like Lucio, Anna, Winston. I like to have a Mercy attached, or a Zen Orb. Diva's the same way. Reinhardt, definitely 100% Anna. Lucio, maybe. Anna Lucio is really good with Ryan. With Hog, same thing. Anna Lucio, I'm a big fan of. I love the Nano Hog alt. So, if you guys like this content, I would love to hear from you. Please hit the subscribe button and give me a like, and please leave me comments. I want to know what your guys' favorite tanks are, who you guys main, and what's situations that you guys like to, what kind of skill rank you guys are. Tell me like if you're in high diamond, I want to, or high diamond, master, grandmaster, whatever. Tell me who you think are the best tanks at those levels, because I haven't played in diamond in a while. I've mostly been in plat lately, just because I've been solo queuing, because I haven't had a group, a real good solid group that doesn't like get real toxic. So just let me know in the comments down below, and I would love to hear from you guys, and I'll have some more videos coming soon.